Right, have the nerves kicked in yet? Or are you still excited for Wednesday? Oh my God, I am nervous big time. I've been looking forward to this game so much, despite how bad Spurs have been, obviously, in the run-up to the final in the league. I cannot wait to get out to Bilbao tomorrow, but the nerves have massively started kicking in for me. This isn't going to be a preview for the game. There's going to be a preview out either later tonight or tomorrow morning. I'm flying out to Bilbao tomorrow. So you get it before then. But I wanted to talk about in this video, just a kind of quick one, about my thoughts on the number 10 situation going into the game on Wednesday, off of the back of the performance against Aston Villa on Friday. Now we're not going to pick the bones out of the performance as a whole. I don't think there was much necessarily we could have learned from it, other than who is potentially going to play in that number 10 position, and that's down to a multitude of factors: Sarr's potential injury and Odobert's performance in there as well. And we're going to kind of come on and talk about that now. But if you are new, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you think we're going to win the Europa League, make sure to drop a like on the video as well. Even if you don't, just drop a like anyway. That'd be massively appreciated. Yeah, like I said, there's going to be a kind of a more in-depth match preview to come tomorrow morning for you guys, or later tonight. And then that's it. Then we're in Bilbao and we're fighting it out for that Europa League trophy that I so desperately want to win, and not just because of my own affiliations and connections to that song, obviously, but because I'm desperate to see Spurs win this trophy. So make sure to like and subscribe. And this is Wilson Odobert started in that number 10 position on Friday night against Aston Villa, and I thought he was sharp. I thought he was bright, and obviously he had that chance. Spurs' probably best chance of the game, the little really clever back heel flick that was denied by Emi Martinez. The lead up to that goal is something I found really interesting, and I kind of want to come on and talk about Son as well in this video, and kind of talk about whether I think he should start or not, and what I thought about his performance. But this was the best move that Spurs put together all game, and it's kind of the best move Spurs put together in a while, to be honest. There was a clear game plan to kind of sit in, counter-attack, conserve a bit of energy, and then go, and that's exactly what we did, and it worked in the first half quite well on a multitude of occasions, but sometimes the decision making in the final third wasn't just quite there, or we just couldn't quite make it come together with the finish, or but there was positive signs to take ahead of Wednesday, especially given Spurs have been a little bit more pragmatic in this competition. Obviously, be interesting to see how United do set up, and obviously with that five at the back, I do think they'll look to contain a lot of the time and frustrate Spurs, especially given the fact that we don't necessarily have those creative players in the team to pick from: Maddison, Kulusevski, Bergvall, who we'll come on and talk about as well, because there have been some rumours about him being back. So maybe they'll sit to contain, and obviously that won't leave the space for the likes of Son and Tel and Odobert to kind of counter-attack in these sort of situations, as we saw them do on Friday. Villa were desperate to go and win that game. United, obviously, it's a final, but they'll probably look to be a little bit more pragmatic, I'd imagine. But lovely football, lovely little round-the-corner pass from Son. This is one thing that's been a bit of a bugbear of mine with Son for a while, kind of coming in off the left-hand side. Those passes into the centre midfielder or the inverting fullback a lot of the time have just been so clunky, not crisp at all. But I thought Son's game felt pretty refined and pretty sharp on Friday, which was good. He then plays the ball into Odobert as well here. And again, look, I'm not necessarily saying he's going to get this kind of space on Wednesday. If he does start in that number 10 position, he's going to kind of be tasked with a different sort of role. But you see him here, the speed of thought, the lovely touch to just get it out and then makes that run into the box. And he's really, really unlucky here. In the Europa League, we have kind of seen him dominate a little bit more in central areas, coming in off that right-hand side. And this is something that he's probably going to be more faced with on Wednesday night, that kind of congested, packed-out midfield. United playing, obviously, that three at the back. They often do step one of those centre-backs out into midfield as well, on and off the ball at times. And obviously Odobert here, everyone kind of remembers this lovely little sort of jinking run from him where he takes 4 AZ Alkmaar players out of the game here. And again, it's that ability to shift and quickly and change direction and completely open it up, and then look at the situation that Spurs get themselves into. This is where you want Son. This is where you want Son. And this is where you want Son as well. These kind of opportunities where he can get these kind of shots off, be that match winner for Spurs in this game. And it's a lot of good work from Odobert to actually get Son into that position. Spurs counter-attack, lovely little kind of chest down from Odobert, little give and go with Son, and he's on the move. And this is what I like about Odobert again, which is something that I kind of highlighted just then in the AZ Alkmaar example, is that ability to shift and change direction quickly and play on both feet, which is going to be helpful in tight spaces, but is obviously helpful for opening up counter-attacking situations as well. And Son obviously isolates Cash 1v1, It's good from Odobert as well here because you can kind of see him start to make that run out wide to open the space up for Son even more. And this is what I liked about Son. It felt good. It felt sharp. It felt like his game was a little bit together. It feels like he is fresh going into this game. And if he can get some opportunities kind of cutting inside of Mazraoui or Dalot, who's going to play out there, or maybe Ahmad potentially, then it feels like Spurs could be in business a little bit. And I think Odobert maybe from a central position with those two alternating a little bit, maybe Son coming inside. I do like that. I like the idea of that. And I think I've warmed to it a little bit more over the course of the past few days. And I think as well, Son, for me, on a separate note to Wilson Odobert, I think Son, for me, should be starting in that final. Like I said, I'm going to do a more in-depth preview where I kind of go through the team and go through how we can break down United, etc., all that kind of stuff. But just little things like this. It was the sharpest I think he looked on the ball in terms of showing that pace in a long time. He looked quick. He looked like old Sonny. It's a poor cross, obviously, but maybe if you've got Johnson kind of running at that back post and someone's a bit more intelligent in those situations, potentially. And again, Spurs, I don't think are going to get massive open spaces like this, but it's good to know that he can burst past. He's done it to Kamara there. He can burst past players when he is tight to them as well. That's going to be the thing. It's not just about running into open space, because there was one time in the first few minutes of the game where he got played in behind and he sort of hesitated a little bit, but it massively felt like he grew into the game. And yeah, it was good to see his pace kind of back on show. So I think I'm not 100% settled on it yet, but I think I'm starting to come round to Odobert starting in the 10 a little bit more, especially obviously we might not have a choice. Pat Matasar might be injured. Obviously, it sounded like a minor thing with his back. It did sound like a kind of a minor thing with his back, but you never know with Tottenham, really, do you, to be honest? And I think maybe seeing a midfield three like this, Bentancur, Basuma, I don't know what's happened there. Bentancur, Basuma and Sarr kind of packing out the midfield together, and I do think United's sloppiness on the ball at times with Casemiro and Agate, I think Sarr's energy and legs in there could be really important. But I think it's good to see that we saw Odobert in that kind of position play well and show that he could make an impact against United on Wednesday. That kind of bravery and desire to drive forward with the ball, kind of change of direction. Like I said, it's going to be a different type of game. There's not going to be as much space, probably. But again, I think we've seen examples of Odobert in the past where he can kind of help unlock the door, even when teams are sat in a little bit more, with that burst of pace and that change of direction, that ability to kind of drive on both feet as well. So yeah, it was some, obviously, look, you kind of take it with a pinch of salt because we lost the game, obviously, and we didn't, from Ange's point of view from the team selection, obviously he's clearly prioritising Wednesday night, which is the right thing to do. Obviously, Man United didn't necessarily do that. Again, I say it's the right thing to do. You just don't really know until the game comes round. But I'd be interested to see what you guys think in the comments. I'm going to talk through more about some potential other options about the 10 position in my actual match preview. But I kind of wanted to focus on Wilson Odobert on this one. I am still a little bit torn. I think if Sarr's fit, I really wouldn't mind seeing that midfield and just letting Sarr kind of run and press. But it's obviously good for Odobert to kind of come in and make that sort of impact. A lot of people kind of stand up and taking notice of him, and I think he kind of passed the audition in a sense. Wasn't amazing, but he was bright, he was creative, he was sharp, and yeah, he's going to be a key tool on or off the bench, I think, for Spurs on Wednesday. Just a quick thing: there has been some chat about Lucas Bergvall. I've said in a few videos now on TikTok and stuff, there's obviously been some ITK rumours kind of being spread, going around. Sounds positive, obviously. We don't know. I've heard similar things myself, but I don't want to get you guys excited. I'm not saying I don't think there's a chance that he comes back, but I think in my mind, I'm going out to Bilbao and I think you guys should probably be the same, like wherever you're watching the game, with the feeling that he's not going to play and then be pleasantly surprised if he is involved. Even to have him on the bench would obviously be a massive boost. But yeah, I thought Odobert did well. I thought he impressed. I thought he kind of, I would say he sort of passed the audition, really, to kind of certainly be in with a chance of starting in that number 10 role. So you guys let me know what you think in the comments, and I'm going to do a proper match preview out later or tomorrow. I'm going to record it later. It'll be out tonight or tomorrow morning. I've seen people setting off to Bilbao already. I'm incredibly jealous. I'm flying tomorrow morning and I'm absolutely buzzing. But I am a bit of a nervous wreck as well. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Come on, you Spurs.